If you are a Canadian senior receiving CPP, OAS, or GIS benefits right now, I need you to stop whatever you are doing and listen very carefully to what I am about to say. A brand new law has just been passed in Canada. It is called Bill C-29, and it gives the Canada Revenue Agency, the CRA, the power to freeze your bank account without a court order, without advance warning, without giving you a chance to respond first. That is not a rumor. That is not an exaggeration. That is now the law of the land in Canada. And if you are receiving government benefits, your money could be directly at risk. Stay right here, because in the next few minutes, I am going to walk you through exactly what this law means, how it could affect your CPP, your OAS, your GIS payments, and most importantly, what you need to do right now to protect yourself. Welcome back to MR.JACK, your trusted source for the latest news, updates, and critical information affecting Canadian seniors and retirees across the country. I am so glad you are here today because this is one of the most important videos I have published on this channel. The topic we are covering is not just about retirement benefits, it is about your financial security, it is about your rights as a Canadian, and it is about a significant shift in power that the federal government has just handed to the CRA. Today, we are going to cover what Bill C-29 actually says, what it means for people receiving CPP, OAS, and GIS in 2026, what the latest benefit updates and payment amounts look like, and the warnings you absolutely cannot afford to ignore. So if you are 60 or older, or if you know someone who is, please make sure they see this video. It could make a very big difference. Let us start with the foundation. What exactly is Bill C-29, and why is it causing so much concern among Canadian seniors and financial experts? Bill C-29 is a federal piece of legislation that was introduced as part of Canada's broader fiscal and social policy updates. When it passed, it included a number of provisions related to how the Canada Revenue Agency can collect money it believes is owed to the government, including overpayments of benefits like CPP, OAS, and GIS. Now here's the part that has so many Canadians alarmed. Under the new rules within Bill C-29, the CRA now has significantly expanded authority to take direct action against your bank accounts if they determine you owe money. And one of the most controversial aspects of this legislation is that in certain circumstances, the CRA does not need to go through a court process first. In plain terms, that means the agency can issue what is called a requirement to pay, which goes directly to your bank. Your bank is then legally required to comply. Your account could be frozen or funds could be taken before you even receive a formal notice, before you have a chance to dispute, before you even know what is happening. For seniors who are living on fixed incomes, people who rely on that CPP deposit or that OAS payment to cover their rent, their groceries, their medication, this is genuinely frightening. Because if that account is frozen, even for a few days, the consequences can be severe. You might be wondering, okay, but why would the CRA come after me? I am just a regular senior. I am not hiding money. I am not cheating the system. And that is exactly the point. You do not have to be doing anything wrong. The CRA can act based on an administrative determination that you received more money than you were entitled to. This is more common than people realize. Overpayments happen. Someone's income changes. A form is filed incorrectly. A marital status changes. Someone passes away and the estate receives an extra payment. Someone's residency status shifts. These are all situations where the government may later determine that benefits were overpaid, and they will want that money back. In the past, if the CRA wanted to collect from you, there was a more structured process. You would receive notices. There would typically be some kind of administrative review, and in serious cases, the government would need to go through the courts to enforce collection. Under the updated framework following Bill C-29, that process has been streamlined in ways that remove some of those protective steps, at least in the initial stages of collection. And that is what is making legal advocates, seniors' rights groups, and financial counselors across Canada sound the alarm. Now let us talk about the Canada Pension Plan updates for 2026, because there have been some meaningful changes that every retiree should be aware of. The CPP maximum monthly amount for a new recipient starting at age 65 in 2026 has continued its upward trend. The government has confirmed that contribution-based adjustments tied to the CPP enhancement phase that has been rolling out since 2019 continue to increase the maximum benefit levels available to Canadians who contributed throughout their working years. For 2026, the year's maximum pensionable earnings, known as the YMPE, has also been updated, which affects both what workers contribute and what retirees can eventually receive. The enhanced CPP component, sometimes called CPP2, continues to layer additional benefit potential for those who contributed at higher income levels. What does this mean in practical terms? If you are already receiving CPP, your payments in 2026 were adjusted upward at the start of the year in line with inflation. The adjustment is based on the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, for the previous year. While this adjustment may seem modest to some, for seniors on fixed income, even a few extra dollars each month can help cover the rising cost of everyday necessities. If you have not yet started receiving CPP and you are approaching 60, 65, or even 70, the decision of when to begin your CPP is more important now than ever. Taking CPP early at age 60 reduces your payment by 0.6% for each month before you turn 65. That is a total reduction of up to 36%. On the other hand, delaying CPP past 65 increases your monthly amount by 0.7% for each month, up to a maximum increase of 42% if you wait until age 70. Given the current economic environment and the new concerns around CRA collection powers, getting this timing right and ensuring your CPP file is accurate and up to date has become critically important. Old Age Security, OAS, is Canada's largest pension program, and it received notable updates heading into 2026. Unlike CPP, OAS is not tied to how much you worked or contributed. It is available to most Canadians aged 65 and over who have met residency requirements. In 2026, the standard OAS monthly payment for Canadians aged 65 to 74 continues to reflect quarterly inflation adjustments. These adjustments are reviewed in January, April, July, and October of each year. The government has committed to ensuring that OAS keeps pace with inflation, though many seniors have noted that real-world cost increases, particularly for housing, food, and healthcare, often outpace the official inflation figures used in these calculations. For Canadians aged 75 and over, the 10% permanent increase to OAS that was introduced in previous years continues to apply. This is meaningful for older seniors who tend to have greater healthcare and living costs. If you are 75 or older and are not receiving this enhanced amount, it is worth contacting Service Canada immediately to ensure your file is correct. The OAS Clawback, officially known as the OAS recovery tax, remains a key issue for higher income seniors. In 2026, if your individual net income exceeds a threshold set by the government, your OAS payments begin to be reduced dollar for dollar. This threshold is indexed to inflation each year. Seniors with income from multiple sources, investments, rental income, registered retirement income funds, or part-time work, need to be especially careful about monitoring their income relative to this threshold. One important point related to Bill C-29: if the CRA determines that you received OAS during a period when you should have been subject to the clawback, or if they determine you received OAS while not meeting residency requirements, this is exactly the type of situation that could trigger their new collection authority. Keeping your income reporting accurate and up-to-date is not just good practice. In 2026, it is essential protection. The Guaranteed Income Supplement, the GIS, is perhaps the most important benefit for Canada's most vulnerable seniors. It is a non-taxable monthly benefit paid to low-income seniors who are already receiving OAS. In 2026, the GIS maximum amounts have been adjusted upward. The amount you receive depends on your marital status and your annual income, or in the case of a couple, your combined annual income. For single seniors with little to no other income beyond OAS, the GIS can add hundreds of dollars per month to their household budget. There are several critical things to know about GIS in 2026. First, GIS eligibility is not automatic. You must apply. And while Service Canada does send out automatic renewal letters to most existing recipients, new applicants or those who have had a gap in coverage must take the step of applying in writing. Second, your GIS amount is based on your income from the previous year. That means your 2026 GIS payment is calculated using your 2025 income tax return. If you have not filed your 2025 taxes, or if you filed late, your GIS payments could be interrupted or reduced. This is one of the most common reasons seniors lose access to GIS benefits, and it is entirely avoidable. Third, there are special provisions for seniors whose income has changed significantly, for example, due to the death of a spouse, a job loss, or retirement. You may be able to request a GIS calculation based on your estimated current year income rather than your previous year's income. This is called the income estimate option, and it can make a significant difference for seniors going through a major life transition. Now, and this is very important, because GIS is tied to income reporting and tax filing, it is also one of the areas where CRA involvement is most direct. Any discrepancy in your income reporting can trigger a review. And under Bill C-29's expanded collection authority, a review that results in an overpayment finding could lead to direct account action. This is why staying on top of your paperwork, your tax filings, and your benefit applications is more critical than ever. Let us also quickly cover the payment schedule, because knowing when your money is coming is always important, and especially so now that account freezing is a real possibility. CPP, OAS, and GIS payments are all deposited on the same date each month. In 2026, payments are typically scheduled for the third to last business day of each month. For most months, this falls somewhere between the 27th and 29th. If you receive your payments by direct deposit, they arrive on the scheduled date. If you receive a check, you will need to allow additional time for mail delivery. I strongly recommend that every senior in Canada set up direct deposit for their benefits if they have not already done so. Direct deposit is faster, more reliable, and creates a cleaner paper trail. You can set this up through your My Service Canada account online or by calling Service Canada directly. One more thing about payment dates. If a scheduled payment date falls on a weekend or public holiday, the payment is typically made on the last business day before the holiday. Keep this in mind as you plan your monthly budget. Now we are going to go through the most critical warnings and alerts that every Canadian senior needs to hear. Please pay close attention to each of these. Share them with your family members, your friends, your neighbors. This information could protect someone you love. If you receive any letter or notice from the Canada Revenue Agency, do not put it aside. Do not assume it is routine. Open it immediately. Read it carefully. If there is anything in it that mentions an overpayment, a debt, or a required repayment, take action right away. You have the right to respond and to dispute. But you need to act quickly. Under the updated rules following Bill C-29, delays can allow collection actions to proceed before a dispute is resolved. This cannot be stressed enough. Your GIS, your OAS clawback assessment, and various other benefit calculations are all tied directly to your income tax return. If you do not file on time, your benefits can be suspended, and an unfiled return can also trigger CRA scrutiny. If you have not filed your 2025 return yet, please do so as soon as possible. Free tax filing help is available for low-income seniors through community volunteer tax programs across Canada. Log into your My Service Canada account online and review all of your benefit records. Check that your direct deposit information is correct. Confirm your payment amounts. Verify that your eligibility information is up to date, including your address, your marital status, and your income. Any errors in these records can lead to overpayments, which can then lead to collection actions under the new CRA authority. Even under Bill C-29, you have rights. If the CRA takes collection action against your account and you believe it is in error, you have the right to file a formal objection. You can request a review, you can appeal. The process may be faster and more aggressive on the government's end now, but your legal rights as a taxpayer have not been eliminated. If you receive a notice of collection or account action, contact a tax professional, a legal aid organization, or the Taxpayers Ombudsperson's office immediately. Whenever there is news about CRA powers or government benefit changes, scammers and fraudsters take notice. They use stories like this to frighten seniors into giving up personal information or making unnecessary payments. Remember, the real CRA will never call you and demand immediate payment over the phone. They will never threaten to have you arrested if you do not pay right now. They will never ask for payment by gift card or cryptocurrency. If you receive a call like this, hang up immediately and report it to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre. If your spouse recently passed away, or if you are newly separated or divorced, your benefit entitlements may have changed. This is one of the most common situations where accidental overpayments occur. Service Canada needs to be notified of these changes promptly. Failure to report a change in circumstances is not treated as deliberate fraud in most cases, but it can still result in an overpayment determination. And with the new CRA authority in place, that could mean direct account action. We have covered a lot of ground today, so let me take a moment to bring it all together for you. Bill C-29 has passed, and it gives the Canada Revenue Agency new and expanded powers to collect money the government believes it is owed, including the ability to freeze accounts in certain circumstances without going through a court first. This is a real and significant change to the rules that govern how the CRA can interact with your finances. For seniors receiving CPP, OAS, and GIS, this change matters deeply. Your benefits are your lifeline. Your bank account is where they land, and if the CRA determines, rightly or wrongly, that an overpayment occurred, they now have faster tools to act on that determination. Your best protection is preparation. File your taxes on time. Keep your Service Canada records current. Open every CRA letter immediately. Understand your right to dispute. And if something goes wrong, seek help right away. Do not wait and hope the problem resolves itself. On the good news side, CPP payments in 2026 continue to increase with inflation. OAS recipients 75 and over continue to benefit from the permanent 10% enhancement, and GIS remains available for low-income seniors who qualify and apply properly. These programs are still here. They are still working. They are still designed to support you. But in this new environment where government agencies have more authority and less process required before taking financial action, being informed is not optional. Being informed is protection. That is exactly why this channel, MR.JACK, exists. To make sure you are never caught off guard. To make sure you always know what is happening with your money, your benefits, and your rights as a Canadian. If this video was helpful to you today, please hit the like button right now. It helps more Canadians find this information when they need it most. And if you are not already subscribed to MR.JACK, please subscribe and turn on your notifications so you never miss an important update like this one. If you have questions about any of the topics we covered today, CPP, OAS, GIS, Bill C-29, or anything else related to your retirement benefits, leave them in the comments below. I read every single comment, and I will do my best to answer your questions and cover the topics that matter most to you. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, stay informed, and I will see you in the next video.